Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Welcome in, 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. I'm Rob Breaux alongside Craig Wells, Lucas White. In the First United Bank studio, you can call in today on the Visual Edge IT outline at 067-710-973. You can also hit us up on the 8's Flooring Center chat line as you do so well. As we go along with just less and less time between us and college football, the Farmageddon game, 11 a.m. on Saturday to get it all going. It's a conference game. It is in Ireland, but it's a conference game. Big 12 action, just right off the rip before anything else happens in college football. We also have Kansas on Saturday, Hawaii and Stanford, and some other games. So we'll talk about those as we go through today a little bit, kind of broaching the subject. We'll probably do it more and more as the week goes on. We could recap some of the stuff from last night. The Royals taking the Rangers and holding on at the end of that game, I would say. The Royals. Taj Brooks and the Commanders last night. The Commanders scored in 4 plays with Jalen Daniels. And then they scored a few more times, but
Looked pretty good.
That Jalen Daniels drive, just 4 rushes, but that's pretty fun rushes.
Yep.
There with Cliff Kingsbury and the boys. Joe Burrow plays a couple of drives. Jalen Daniels plays 1 drive. We've not seen a single snap from Dak Prescott, and Joe Milton starting next week as well. When asked, Brian Schottenheimer said, well, we need to see a little more Joe Milton. We need to figure out what he's got.
And what difference does it make? I mean,
I don't know. Dak Prescott hasn't played since what, last October?
And if he does, let's say Joe Milton doesn't perform very well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah, I mean,
he's just a backup?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a backup regardless of whether he plays good or bad. I mean, you better, I don't know. And I'm assuming that Dax is healthy. If he's not,
That's the assumption, yeah.
If he's not, then
he's been practicing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Months ago, my bold prediction to start the NFL season was that the Cowboys would beat the Eagles. I don't see how that's possible.
In a game or for the
to start the game, yeah, to start the season, because they start against each other. But I don't see how that's possible with none of the starters playing.
Yeah.
Will Micah Parsons play in that game?
I don't think so.
CeeDee Lamb hasn't gotten any reps at game speed. I don't know. I don't understand how the Cowboys do their preseason. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I understand less and less starters and entrenched guys are playing in preseason football over the years. It used to be they played that nearly the full game in the 3rd week of the preseason, or at least a full half.
Do the Cowboys get an opportunity to scrimmage against another team before the season starts? Did they have that opportunity?
I think they spent the week with the
I mean, from now
Rams.
till the time the season starts. Isn't that over with? They
do that in Oxnard.
Yeah, and they don't have, since they're back, they don't have another opportunity, do they? I don't know. I guess there's schools of thought that you don't want to run a chance of an injury before the season ever starts, but I would think practicing full speed, you run that chance too. So I don't know.
It's my assumption they also don't practice at full speed.
Yeah.
They might get punched in the mouth the first 2 weeks. I don't know. And the Bengals, who have started slow the last few years, have made a concerted effort to play more guys. And I'm pretty sure the head coach and everyone else with the Bengals last night when Joe Burrow's running for his life, we're like, I don't think we need to do this anymore.
Isn't this the week where a lot of teams play their starting quarterback for at least a quarter and then not play him at all the next week?
Yes.
And then
So this is the second week of the preseason, but technically what used to be the third because there's only 3 preseason games now.
Yeah.
But next week is when you make all your final cuts and you're playing all the backups. But it's just it's interesting to me. Have you made any decisions or broad leaps of faith based on any kind of preseason action you've seen? You think any team's going to be better or worse than you thought? Any overreactions from preseason week 2?
Not any overreaction, but kind of a thought in my mind. The Las Vegas Raiders might be a pretty good team. Might be a pretty good team. I didn't give Pete Carroll enough credit, I don't think, when looking at it at the beginning. And I think he's bringing a different kind of culture, and I hope that Butch Davis, is that his name, Butch Davis, or Mr. Davis, the owner? I hope he's staying out of it. And if Mark Davis, if he is, and Pete Carroll has control of that locker room, I think they may have a shot at being a pretty good team. I don't think they're championship material, but I think there could be a little bit better than what I thought. Just based on what you see and read in the papers and online.
If the Raiders have a pulse, that's the best division in football.
Yeah.
Because I think the Chargers obviously have a pulse. I think the Broncos were reinvigorated last year with Bo Nix. Then obviously the Chiefs have done what they've done. I don't know that there's another top to bottom. Last year going in, it was the AFC North because everyone thought the Browns would be competitive. They weren't. I don't know that the Steelers are as highly thought of as they were going into last year either. But
they have Aaron Rodgers.
They've got Aaron Rodgers, and they made some defensive changes. I don't know what Jalen Ramsey for Minka Fitzpatrick does.
I'm going to break Lucas's heart here. I think they're still going to be a contender, but the Chargers so far have been a little disappointing to me. And I think injuries and the way Harbaugh brings them around I may have something to do with that. But I'm a little bit surprised they're not playing better when Herbert's in there right now.
They were my for fun Super Bowl pick early in the offseason. Just for fun. I didn't really think it, but yeah, they could get 4th or 2nd in that division.
Yes, I agree with that.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. Getting back into the Quinten Joyner injury, he is going to be out for the season, tearing his ACL. That means the committee, as Joe McGuire had coined them, of Cam Dickey, Jacoby Williams, and Quinten Joyner is now just Cam Dickey and Jacoby Williams. If a committee is 3, are we going the meeting, the interview? What do we call it? Just the duo.
With the duo?
Yeah. The meeting? We'll figure that out.
Yep.
So those 2 guys will be... I think you could have a little bit of a thunder and lightning kind of thing. You did in the bowl game, and it worked really well.
And I think that's the kind of 2 runners you got left.
When you had Joyner in the mix, it was kind of a, hey, here's the do-it-all, and then Williams can be the lightning and Dickey can be the power back. But now you just kind of have the 2. But Adam Hill is going to be in the mix. He took some run with the seconds, the twos in the latest scrimmage, according to Joey McGuire. He's kind of been talked about in the last couple of weeks, even before the injury, as a guy that's been putting in the work. As a high school track athlete, he was a two-time champion, state champion, gold medalist in the 300 hurdles. And
which is a sprint, by the way.
Sprint. And then got
it's not a.
I believe he got a silver in the 110 hurdles. Do you want to guess who won the gold in the 2A state champion hurdles in front of him? I believe twice.
I don't have a guess.
Jacoby Williams.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was a hurdler. I knew he was a sprinter, but I didn't know he was a hurdler.
So him and Jacoby Williams might have to battle that in practice in the spring to see who can do it now. But Adam Hill is 6'1", 230. He looks like a collegiate athlete.
Yep.
And running back, I'd like to see what happens. You're already hearing he's the next Cam Scattaboo. He's the next Mike Allstott. Name a white running back and put him in there with Adam Hill. He's the next Peyton Hillis, whatever you want to say. We'll see what happens. I think he's obviously the third option. He might be the fourth option because, according to Red Raider Sports and Jarrett Ramirez, he says that Incarnate Word transfer Roy Alexander, who's already expected to be a contributor at slot receiver, has already been in the mix with some Deebo Samuel type goal line stuff. He rushed for 2 touchdowns with Incarnate Word on 7 carries with 62 yards last season.
Which, even though Mac Leftwich was not there, they were pretty much running his offense.
He's even potentially preparing to be used in Wildcat scenarios before Joyner's injury. So we saw Deebo Samuel last night with the quick reverse, the kind of the jet sweep from the slot. We'll see if you do more of that kind of stuff to supplement the run game, more screens to supplement the run game like the air raid, or you just kind of put him back there and let him take some running back snaps.
You know, one of the things, Rob, I think that is going to play a big part is their blocking ability on passing situations. And just by physical size, you would think that Jacoby would be the third choice there. But at the same time, you know, sometimes you block and release, and you're that release valve, and getting the ball to Jacoby Williams in the open space is not a bad thing.
No.
And so it's going to be I think it's either or, you know, and I think it's going to be fun to watch and see how they use them.
I think the Quinten Joyner injury is bad.
Oh, no doubt.
But I don't think the rushing attack is worse today as a whole. But you're certainly more thin than you were yesterday before the news.
I think you can still accomplish what you wanted to out of the running game. I think the level of difficulty just went up a little bit.
Well, and
but I think you're still capable of getting there.
I don't think this affects the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Yep.
But the last 5 or 6 weeks, it could.
Yeah.
It certainly could. If somebody wears down or there's another injury or anything else, that's the kind of stuff I'd much rather have Quinten Joyner in the mix than not.
Yep. Yeah.
Breaking news.
No doubt.
You'd rather have all your healthy players healthy.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this affects – I'm not moving my win total at all. I'm not going to drop this game or that game. I think everything is still baked in at that point. You're also potentially going to see a safety move to running back. Wiley East freshman Mike Hollywood Henderson is a potential candidate, according to Ramirez, saying the safety was a two-way star in high school, earning two-way player of the year honors twice, in District 9 6A in Texas. 1,000-yard rusher in his senior season. 11 touchdowns as a junior. He is 5'9", 175.
A little on the light side.
Yeah, and I think that's a guy, hey, if you could get him working 4 games, you probably will.
Yep.
But I think you're going to focus on redshirting him. I would assume Jacoby Williams, and Cam Dickey are the lead backs. I think Adam Hill will absolutely get run this year. He redshirted last year. And I think Roy Alexander or Micah Hudson or Coy Aiken will all get opportunities as kind of jet sweep kind of action out of the inside receiver position. But we'll see beyond that. And maybe you just go Atmo and go 5 wide and see what happens with Baron Morton a couple of games.
I wouldn't take that off the table at all. You know, what's really fortunate for the Red Raiders is the fact that we've got 2 games at the beginning that we can get some reps for a couple of those running backs that hadn't had the reps during fall camp. And I think that's really going to help. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Jacoby Williams and company not play at all in the second half of either one of those games, and let those 2 other guys, Alexander and them, get some reps and Adam, and just the opportunity in live game situations, which they haven't had. And I think we're very fortunate to have that opportunity. But I think come Oregon State game, you're going to see the majority of the runs come from your 2 backs that are left out of the committee, I would think.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think you're going to see some 5 wides. I think you're going to see the ball. I think somebody said that we ran the ball 47% of the time last year. I can see that percentage dropping a little bit, but not drastically.
You've got an offensive coordinator in Mac Leftwich who over the last 3 or 4 years has been 60-40 pass and 60-40 run.
Yep.
Just based on the roster. And I think he's, in his young career, proven that he can be adaptable. But I don't know that losing Quinten Joyner changes the game plan.
No.
I really don't think it does.
No. I just think it may have taken I think it takes away the opportunity you have in your mind to know I've got 3 guys to do 3 different things. Now he's got 2 guys to do 2 different things. And other than that, I don't think it'll change his game plan very much at all.
Yeah, by the way, Adam Hill, not only a 2-time gold medalist, but a back-to-back state champion and a leader on those 2 teams at Albany. So,
and they were pretty darn good.
They were pretty good. All right, more after this. We'll check the calendar and check the chat line when we return. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the End of the Bench. A couple of texts on this Joyner committee news. Camo says, no way they are sitting our 2 running backs full halves in the first 2 games unless dinged up. They will be playing catch-up and will need the touches. Look, there's another text from Camo that says he didn't believe Joey when he talked about the committee. He thought it was just Joyner and the other 2 guys. Look, they played as freshmen last year. Started a couple of games, the Washington State in the bowl game, played more and more down the stretch after Taj had his record in that West Virginia-Oklahoma State game. Were pivotal, vital in a couple of games. Cam Dickey had some big runs. Joyner had some big runs. They ran for 200 yards against Arkansas as a duo. If you hadn't gone and gotten Quinten Joyner, I would have been high on the running back room coming into this year.
And based on what they've done.
Yeah, if you went and got like some other transfer,
Right.
like some FCS guy or whatever else, if you had went and gotten two of those guys to supplement, I still would have been high on this running back room coming into the year. I'm high on Dickey and Williams. I think the coaching staff is too. They just had an opportunity to get Joyner and did it.
Right.
But I don't think – some people think that Joyner was going to get 70, 80% of the carries like Taj. I don't think that was going to happen. I think he might have gotten 50. It might have been like a 50-30-20 kind of thing, as in 50%, 30%, 20%, or 50-20-20-10 with another guy getting carries at the end. So I do think he would have been the bulk of the carries, but I don't think it would have been a position that you just had one guy. It wouldn't have been a Taj situation. I think you would have worked other guys in. I think you wanted to be fresh by the end. Now, obviously, it could be 40-40-10 now with Joyner and Williams getting the bulk. But it should be a position where you have the opportunity to sit guys in the fourth quarter and play whoever else in the fourth. Now, if you're just talking about practice, these guys are getting reps.
Yeah.
First team, second team. It's not like they've just been standing around watching Quinten Joyner practice. That's just not the case. They've taken reps in practice. They know the offense. They've worked hard. It's not a thing where they've just, now not only do we have Quinten Joyner hurt, we're all rusty on the back end because ain't nobody been practicing. It's not quarterback where you're just getting one guy reps. Yeah. It's not like, hey, man, now we got to go start Mitch Griffiths who hadn't played in 2 years. And it's not that. It's these guys are ready. They've had reps, and they'll move forward in that respect.
You know, one of my reasoning on them maybe not playing the second half, and if any in the second half, maybe a first series or something. But I think based on what should happen in the first two games, I think we're going to get a lot of opportunities to run the ball against these two teams. I think we're going to be able to pass, and I think we're going to be able to dominate the lines of scrimmage. Therefore, you may get one or two extra series that you don't normally get in a game, and offensively. And I think if they take those reps and plus, if you get the opportunity to run the ball a little bit more, I think they're going to get plenty of reps, at least in maybe 2.5 quarters. But
I hope it's 35-0 at halftime.
Absolutely.
And you could play some guy who's never going to play again this year.
Yeah, but
in the first game.
And what a great opportunity if Adam Hill is a potential, addition to the running back room. What a great opportunity to get him some reps. I mean, and I just I think that they're going to, and you said it, because there's two now that they have complete faith in, those last 3 or 4 games you want them, and they can't run as many plays as Taj did running the ball. I mean,
you don't want them to.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think you wanted Taj to, except for he was trying to get records.
And so I kind of look for him to put the play clock on them.
Yeah, you want him healthy for BYU more than excited to get him reps at Pine Bluff.
Right.
All right, let's check the calendar.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
All right, let's see what national days are today. It's National Rangers and Royals continue their series at 6 o'clock on Double T Sports Network. First pitch around 6:40 or 7. And then the Astros and Tigers on 100.7 The Score. They'll continue that series. Airtime 5:10, 6:30-ish. First pitch. Astros Tigers. The Tigers won yesterday big. The Royals won small. So both the Rangers and Astros trying to get back on the winning side tonight, August 19th, 2025. It's National Potato Day. Favorite way to eat a potato? Oh. You mashed, baked, fried?
Oh, that's a hard question. I gotta probably say mashed.
You ever do the smashed potato?
Oh, yeah.
With the little gold ones, and you bake them, and you smash them, and you bake them again?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Twice baked potatoes.
Oh, that's a strong entry right there.
Yeah.
International Bow Tie Day. I wanted to be a bow tie guy for a while. It didn't work for me. It's not my style. I'm not a tie guy either. But International Orangutan Day. So if you're trying to get in your car, watch out for the swords. National Soft Ice Cream Day.
Ooh.
I like a soft serve.
Yep.
National Photography Day.
Go out and take a photo with it.
Yeah, there you go. Take a photo with your orangutan.
Yep.
And National Aviation Day. Lucas?
Got quite a few birthdays, so I'll do rapid fire for today. We got John Stamos turning 62, Bill Clinton turning 79, Christina Perry turning 39, Fat Joe turning 55.
And Fat Joe is?
A rapper.
Oh, okay.
Leanne Womack turning 59, J.J. Hardy turning 43, Kendall Marshall turning 34, Keegan Murray turning 25, and then we have two Kirks having a birthday, Kirk Cousins 37 and Kirk Herbstreit turning 56. Matthew Perry was born on this day, and so was Coco Chanel.
Which one surprises you the most? What one jumped out at you and said, I didn't know that? Either way, younger, older.
Herbstreit being 56.
I totally agree. That's where I was going.
He's a bit of a baby face.
Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like it, but he's been on ESPN probably at least, 20 years?
Well, he basically played and then went to ESPN, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, I would have missed that one, 56. All right, let's look at some days in sports history. There's not many. In 1957, the New York Giants board of directors voted 8-1 to move to San Francisco, and they moved that next year, 1958. And they left the Polo Grounds and moved to San Francisco. And in 2016, Janine Becky helps Canada win the Olympic bronze 2-1 over Brazil. So Janine Becky, one of Texas Tech women's soccer all-time greats.
Legend, yeah.
Yep.
All right, we'll continue with the chat line on the other side. We'll also talk about Auburn. They've already won national championships going into this year. Multiple. They're national champions. All right. We'll continue on after this. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It is the end of the bench. It's 10:31. Wow, this clock's a little fast. I bet it's still 10:30. Let's see. We had the Joe Flacco and Daniel Jones news at the end of the last segment. We also have some more breaking news for starting quarterbacks. BYU has named true freshman transfer. How does that work? Bear Bachmeier as the starting quarterback. He's got 4 siblings. Hank Bachmeier, Tiger Bachmeier, you might remember from Stanford, and Buck Bachmeier. He also has a sister, Ella. His brother, Hank Bachmeier, played at Boise State, Louisiana Tech, and Wake Forest. His brother, Tiger, played 2 years at Stanford. Now he's at BYU. I think they both came over together. Hank, at Boise State, beat BYU in Provo in 2021. There's all kind of interesting history here. But he committed to Stanford, went to Stanford in the spring of 25, this spring. And then with the coaching change, was one of the guys that left the program, went to BYU. That was also the time where they're looking at Retzlaff saying, I don't know if he's going to be the guy. There's some issues going on here. He ends up transferring, and Bachmeier is now the starting quarterback at BYU. Now, also why this is interesting, do you want to guess what number he wears? I think I can give you 25 guesses and you wouldn't get it.
6.
Not a single digit.
23.
Not in the 20s. Also not in the teens.
Okay.
47.
47. The old 47 quarterback, huh? Oh, my goodness. Is there a story behind that?
I'm sure there is. I have not seen the story. I could probably find the story. But Bear Bachmeier, number 47, will be the quarterback. Now, he is, I believe, a true freshman, but they're still treating him like a transfer. It says previous school, Stanford. I think he was there for like a month, maybe. I'm trying to figure out. I don't think he's a redshirt freshman. I'm fairly certain he got to stay. Like, you shouldn't be called a transfer. At that point, you just got released of your NLI.
Yeah.
Not NIL, NLI. But I guess he practiced a couple times with Stanford, and so he's a Stanford transfer. Anyways, let's do a burning question or two.
2 minutes of non-stop in-your-face inquiries with no end in sight. It's time for Burning Questions.
All right, Craig, you got a couple?
I do.
Or 1? Or 7? Or 47?
Professional football.
Okay.
All right.
I'm familiar.
And we talked off air about this a little bit a while ago. Professional football has their divisions. Professional baseball has made a statement from their commissioner that they are going to look at going geographically to divisions. If football went that way, who would you want in the Dallas Cowboy division? Let's say it can't be like it is. It has to be changed.
I was about to just say the three they have.
Yeah.
Okay, if I want to say I don't want to change football.
Okay.
I would love to realign baseball. I don't think baseball has divisional rivalries, at least not in the AL West. I would blow up the AL West yesterday. I wanted to do it 5 years ago. I want to do it now. That's something I've long been thinking. And in baseball, if you want to save money, let's get more commercial. Let's make more money. Let's do this. Let's do that. Just quit traveling cross-country all the time. You can still play everybody, but the more you can play in time zones and everything else, and I know that's just an AOS problem. Anyways, if I had to have a 4-team regional thing in the NFL, I guess I would go Houston, Arizona, Kansas City.
I would go Houston, Kansas City, and New Orleans.
Saints wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
You also could go Chicago. I don't know. Maybe I'd get rid of Chicago and go Houston, Kansas City, New Orleans. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Is that what you said, Lucas?
I said Saints, Texans, and Chiefs.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yep.
What would you do? One of those two?
I like the New Orleans Saints in there, but I could also go Arizona. That wouldn't bother me a whole lot. But I would think it'd be real interesting to put Houston and Kansas City in that same division. But
because then you have, Kansas City was the Dallas Texans.
Yep.
No familiarity there.
All right, next question. Adidas has made alternate uniforms for 7 teams: Kansas, North Carolina State, Nebraska, Mississippi Tech, Grambling, and Louisville. Alternate uniforms. Middle Tennessee State gave up their alternate uniforms to save $688,000 so they would have money to pay players. Do you think any team, including Tech, should give up their alternate uniforms and save the money?
Yeah, every Conference USA, Sun Belt, all those teams should certainly look at doing something like that. Now, you look at Texas. I wonder what they've saved over the years. You look at Alabama. I wonder what they've saved.
Yep.
They wear
Penn State.
one helmet,
Yep.
2 jerseys.
Yep.
Basically the same pants every week, right? They just always wear white pants.
Yep.
So what kind of money are you saving there? Now,
And they don't put their names on the back.
now Texas Tech doesn't have a lot of alternates anymore,
Yep.
but they do have a black set, a white set, a red set, and now an alternate with Adidas.
Which is attractive.
The difference is Adidas is paying Texas Tech to do that. I don't think if you stop doing that, I don't know that you would get the same kind of Adidas contract.
Yep.
I think you were spending a bunch of money you didn't need to with Under Armour
Yep.
to do all those crazy uniforms. But I wouldn't be upset at all if you killed the red pants and just wore red jerseys at home sometimes. But I don't know. And how is it $700,000 for what kind of are they doing 7 alternates? Because if I remember correctly, I read that yesterday. It's just going to be 1 helmet, 2 jerseys,
That's right.
and maybe 2 pants.
That's it. They're going
I would
the
be
Penn
all in.
State, Alabama mode.
A lot of that money's probably helmets. I would be all in on just a black helmet every
Yep.
game
Yep.
for Texas Tech. But I like the
Alternate.
white red,
Yep.
white black, black red, black white, black black. I don't like the red as much, but
Yep.
I like it more with the black helmet.
I think the players seem to like the black on black a lot. And I know Blackout Night is a big hit with the students.
Yeah.
I just wonder if the alternate uniforms, is it that popular with the players to where if you took it away they would say, "Oh man, I wish we had alternate uniforms." I don't know.
I don't know. Probably in Oregon
Yeah,
because they're known for it.
Lucas, you're an alternate uniform guy.
As a Chargers fan, absolutely. They got some awesome alternate. But in general, not really. I mean, if they can make it look good, then go for it. But
Yeah,
it doesn't do anything for me one way or the other.
I think you have to have a special story to keep what Alabama and Penn State and those other teams where they have a road uniform and a home uniform. I think you got to have a story behind that and some tradition and something. But I'm like you, Rob. I kind of like our red tops, black pants. I like red tops, white pants.
Yeah, I like more so. I like that they're all the same. I don't really like what Louisville or some of these schools do
Yeah.
that has all the weird ones. but
Yeah, yeah.
they're changing uniforms every week. More after this.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back, 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. One more segment here in the second hour before we flip it over to the third. We are, let's see, a couple of days away from Farmageddon, week 0, which means we're a couple of days and a week away from Texas Tech kickoff. Also away from Lee Corso's final Saturday afternoon, morning, college game day. Are you sad to see him go, or is he about 5 years too late? I guess you could be both.
I am sad to see him go, but I wish for his sake he could have gone out when he was really healthy and at the top of his game, and I don't know how many years ago that was, but I think his antics of putting on the mascot hat or doing whatever the mascot does or shooting the guns like for the Red Raiders. But I think that is probably as much a signature for a sports show as there is.
Yes.
I think that there's not many sports shows that have a signature moment like that one. And I think this is going to be wild and off the cuff. I think ESPN needs to drop it. If Lee Corso's not doing
the mascot thing.
Yeah. If Lee Corso's not going to do it, don't do it. Figure out something else.
Yeah,
but
don't put a mascot head on McAfee in week 2.
Yeah, you know.
I think if he wants to do his get on the table chanting kind of thing that he does, I think that's a new thing, and I think they certainly got McAfee to be the next Corso.
Yep.
To be the kind of wild card
Yep.
guy and to say the things that nobody else will say. But I don't know.
I see McAfee jumping on the table and doing the Hulk Hogan rip the shirt open and
that
have
kind of
the
stuff.
jersey. Yeah, I can see something like that. Yep.
Or just the painted chest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I just hope that it stays with Corso, and I hope they don't try to continue it. I hope they figured out something else new. And College Game Day is College Game Day. It still has an aura about it that when it's coming to your campus, it's something special.
And I would assume, is Saban coming back there?
I would imagine.
So
Yes, I haven't heard
Desmond,
otherwise. Yeah.
Reese, McAfee, Saban, Herbstreit.
Yep. I would imagine. I think, in my opinion, I think Saban got better as the year went on. I think he got a little bit
looser.
Yeah, he got a little looser, and he got his takes. He wasn't afraid to say what he thought was going to happen one way or the other. I really enjoyed him on some of the insight that he had, and especially without getting down in the weeds about the two technique blocking, getting blocked this way or whatever. But I thought he added a lot to that group.
Yeah. A little biased, but
yeah, no
we can
doubt.
get over that.
No doubt.
Get over that.
No doubt. His statement about Vanderbilt will go down in infamy.
Yeah.
For the wrong reason.
Yes.
And that statement was, there's only one place it's not hard to play at in the Southeastern Conference, and that's Vanderbilt. And Alabama goes and gets beat by Vanderbilt in Vanderbilt.
But that's kind of stuff you want.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. You want your sticking your neck out there.
That.
Brutally honest opinion, and I'm sure that was exactly how he felt.
All right, Craig, let's get a couple of champions from you.
Okay.
We've been doing this the last couple days, and I would assume we'll have some opportunities to have some new thoughts, I believe, from you. So let's start with the AAC and get your champion for the American.
Yeah, we're probably going to start off in this league by getting some comments.
Yeah. Wait, hold. Is it just the AC? What are we doing here?
Yes, it's the AC.
Okay.
American Conference.
All right. The air conditioner.
I think, yeah. Turn on the AC.
All right, we had 3 different champions here, so I would assume you
Okay.
picked somebody else's.
I don't know. Common sense tells you Tulane's probably the best team. But I like Navy. I like Navy to win it all.
David Collier had Navy to win it all.
I like their coach. I like the fact that they're disciplined in what they do. They're not that wishbone team anymore, and I just like the way they approach things.
All right, let's go to the ACC. I guarantee you don't have who I have.
Clemson is a solid choice. I mean, they could be playing for a national championship.
Yes.
But I'm going to go with Florida State.
Wow.
Florida State's one of those teams you mentioned a while ago that could go first, second, or eighth. And I think they got embarrassed last year with what happened. I think their quarterback situation is still a situation in the making. But I think they've gotten better athletes, and I think they went out in the transfer portal and helped themselves. So I'm going to go with Florida State. Anybody else have Florida State?
I was off the board. No. David and Lucas went Clemson. Now I went Duke.
That's off the board, all right.
That is off the board. I'm not a fan of Manny Diaz, but it just feels like somebody in the ACC is going to do something crazy.
Yeah.
I think they're a little bit like the Big 12, more so than anyone other league, really. I do think Clemson's the obvious favorite there. I think Clemson will win the ACC. I didn't think SMU was going to be good last year.
Yeah.
As good as they were. But it just feels like even as they were winning, I watched a lot of SMU and I don't know. Maybe my biases were in the way there and I just didn't think they were very good. But
I tell you, the team that's not even a long shot, but I think could win it all is Miami. I mean, they're good enough. I mean, they've got good enough athletes to win it all. But they seem to stump their toe once or twice during the year when they probably shouldn't, and it usually costs them a chance. But I think SMU, too, is going to be the team that everybody figures out.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to play him, and Rhett Lashley's done a great job offensively, so
certainly has.
They'll come after him.
Big Huey says, is this BYU guy going to play quarterback wearing number 47? Yes, he is.
Starting quarterback.
Bear Bachmeier.
What would you be curious enough to ask his parents where they got their names? Bear, Brock, Hank. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to them.
Yeah. Oh, and then why is it Bear and Buck? Those are two cool names.
Yeah.
And then we get Hank.
Hank. That's what I'm saying. There's no rhyme or reason.
I wonder if he's a junior.
I don't. That's a good question.
And then
and he is. Like, is he the oldest? Crazy. Is Hank the oldest?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Tiger.
Yeah. And that's
you get Tiger, Bear, and Buck.
And Tiger is a real name.
And then Hank.
I mean, we're not talking.
No, that's a
God-given name.
I guess,
huh?
Yeah. Because those are three animals, and then Hank.
Okay, Lucas. If you were not Lucas, what name would you like to have? Sports name.
If I had to be an animal. Let's get Bear, Buck, and Tiger.
Out of those three?
No, anyone.
I mean,
it could be.
I like Buck. Buck's a cool name.
Yeah, Buck's a cool name.
You know what my name for you would be, Lucas? Cheetah. Cheetah White.
That'd be pretty good.
Quick. Fast. Cheetah.
You could be Tiger White, and then in the phone book, you'd be White Tiger.
Yeah.
Orazzle Dazzle says, don't you play that Colts song, Lucas. This is our team. We love you. All right, more after this. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back. 100.7 The Score. It's the end of the bench. It's time for Ask the Benchwarmers. Benchwarmers. Does that one texter hate Rob's takes more than Rob hates Josh Young's struggles this season? Maybe so. Yeah. I don't think I was even being that critical of Josh Young. It's just the reality. If Josh Young doesn't improve his play, the Rangers could certainly choose to move on. It happens in Major League Baseball to former top prospects all the time. And I do think, it doesn't feel like 3 or 4 years in that Josh Young is to that level of like number one prospect anymore, but he was the number one prospect in the Rangers organization, and they did have high expectations for him. And I also kind of forget he was a top 10 pick, wasn't he?
Yep.
8th, 7th or 8th.
He's an all-star.
And then he was already an all-star. So I think, in my opinion, it's more frustrating that he struggled this year because I know he can be so much better. And I think I'm more critical of a guy like Josh Jung than maybe somebody that I don't expect to be that good. Like, I never thought that Jonah Heim was ever going to be an all-star catcher for long term. I thought he had a really good season in 23. But I'm much less disappointed in Jonah Heim than I am in Josh Jung because I have so much more expectation out of Josh Jung. This texter, though, that was pushing back on the Josh Jung discourse says, God loves you and I do too. This is to another texter, not to me. He says, I was a 2-decade professional athlete. I wonder what he played or did.
I don't know.
That's cool,
for 20 years.
Yeah, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to tune out the outside noise. Yeah, it's their job to talk. It's not to drag guys down that have more talent in their left ring finger than you have in your whole body. Yeah, I don't think I could be better than Josh Jung.
No.
I don't think I could strike out as well as Josh Jung or do anything else as good as Josh Jung. I'm not a professional athlete. I never have been. I never aspired to be. But I can also see that Josh Jung has struggled.
Yep.
And I don't think I took any unnecessary shots.
No.
And I try really hard not to.
Yeah.
But if you're offended that Josh Jung has been bad this year, I don't really apologize for that either. Because Josh Jung does need to play better. And Josh Jung knows that more than anybody.
I just started to say.
You don't think Josh Jung is sitting at home being like, man, what can I do to improve? And I don't know that. I don't know the answer.
He's been in a batting cage about 3 hours early every day, I would imagine.
But I hope Josh Jung knows the answer and can figure it out.
Yep.
My preference long term is that Josh Jung does figure it out and Sebastian Walcott has to move the outfield or something. But I also want to see him be good with the Rangers. Now, the Rangers farm system is such that it doesn't make a lot of sense to move forward without any kind of trade to replenish.
Yep.
So it also might be a better move for the Rangers to figure out Semien or Walcott at third and to trade a valued Josh Jung to another team. That also could be true. And that would be potentially beneficial for both Josh Jung and the Rangers. But to go through scenarios and to try and figure out how to improve a team doesn't necessarily mean that I hate the player. I love Josh Jung. I've always loved Josh Jung. I hope Josh Jung is successful. I don't know that he has to be successful with the Texas Rangers to be a long-term Major League Baseball star. He's already, by the way, one of, if not the best Texas Tech Red Raiders in Major League Baseball history with some of the things he's done already.
No doubt.
I think he needs to put together 4 or 5 more years to really take the title, but I certainly think he can do that.
And the Rangers may have 4 or 5 players that they feel like, hey, we need to make a move here, and if we don't, that's okay because maybe we can correct this thing. And if that one of those 4 or 5 is Josh, and they can get more for Josh in a trade than they can any of the other players, Josh has got to be a potential trade if that's the case.
Yeah.
And there's always the case that Josh Jung and the Rangers know what has got to be done, and they try to fix it, and he continues playing for them.
I still want to read that Evan Grant piece. And we'll probably talk more about this tomorrow with David Collier, but I want to read the Evan Grant piece, and I'm intrigued to see if after the Evan Grant piece, if Freeman is starting at third tonight.
Yep.
And if Josh Jung gets extended time off while being with the Major League club. Because what signals the future more? That you bring a hot hitting third baseman up and send your guy down, or that you keep your guy up and bring somebody up and he just doesn't play?
Yeah.
I think it's worse to be up and not playing
I would
than to not be getting ABs.
I would think so, because if you're if you're down, you're working on something. You've got a mission. You've got something focused in on what you need to be working on.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on the bench, you're not working on anything.
Right. Not in the games, at least. That texter says, "Sorry, Rob, I could have been a little harsh." No, absolutely not. Speak your mind.
Yeah.
We're here speaking our minds. I don't mind anybody speaking their minds on the chat line.
Absolutely.
If I punch back, it happens.
Yeah.
It's punch counterpunch. This is we don't do a lot of sports debate here. This is not First Take. But if it goes in that direction, I don't mind it at all. I want people's opinions, and I don't ever want someone to stop texting because I disagree with them or because they disagree with me. I enjoy disagreement.
And
I don't search for it.
Texters are a huge part of this program and every program.
So if you think something, text it in. It does not bother me. It really doesn't. And if I scream and yell at a texter, I would hope that they're screaming and yelling back at me. I don't. If you're being a part of the show, now sometimes if you're just trolling or whatever, that does bother me. But who's to say I don't troll back sometimes? So I think it's all part of the sports discourse. I really enjoy talking ball. And Craig, if you and I were to wholeheartedly disagree on something in a segment, I think the next segment we could find something we agreed on.
Right.
And
But there's nothing wrong with disagreeing.
Right, and I don't think you and I would ever devolve to physical violence.
No.
But I do appreciate that that we can have differing opinions on the show, and I appreciate differing opinions on the chat line too. It's nothing bad there.
If we go the physical violence route,
I
just want to let you know beforehand, I can run fast.
Okay, I would let you run away probably. I would not chase. I'm not searching for that either.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the dude hitting 148. Yeah, he's also bad. Yeah, he's also bad. But I don't think we and that's what Cody Freeman 125 or whatever his batting average is. If the Rangers, I don't know. They're trying to figure something out.
Well, what you're saying is exactly what Rob is saying. 148 is not very good, and that's the problem. It's not. Josh was just a part of the problem. He was not the problem.
Right.
And he's not the solution going ahead.
But
they've got to do things.
But also, in the context of this station, Josh is more intriguing than anyone else.
No doubt.
Guys, take Toledo to win the MAC. Toledo is my hometown. They're going to be good to go.
I agree.
That's from Dutch.
That'd be my choice if I were betting.
This texter says, "Why are we yelling?" Nobody's yelling. Old Razzle Dazzle says, "Now I'm just trying to rack my mind on who the 2-decade professional athlete is that would be listening to Tech Sports Radio."
Yep.
Let's see. Thank you to Sean, too, by the way. All right. Another eventful finish on the text line. We'll try to do it again tomorrow. For myself, Craig Wells, Lucas White, we will see you tomorrow.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.